You also haven't really expanded and grown and been as successful as you know you could be. They become very work obsessed, hyper focused on achieving success financially or business-wise. They still mentally and emotionally experience quite a lot of chaos. Hi guys, welcome to You Are Unlocked, a place to help you unlock who you really are in a way that's integrated and holistic. My name's Yuna and I'm so glad you're here. So, you're in either one of three categories in life. You're either a person who hasn't had any trauma or a lot of discomfort in life, and so you live life quite comfortably and never put yourself outside of your comfort zone. You're a person who's had trauma and it's either helping you or it's causing you a lot of trouble. Or you're someone who hasn't had much hurt in life, but you've put yourself in uncomfortable positions because you know it helps you expand and grow. So let's talk about each of these three, which one you are, and what you need to do to help you move forward in life, no matter what category you're in. There's a conception that if someone experiences hurt or pain, it puts them at a disadvantage in life. I don't think that's actually the case. I think that's a possibility that can happen, but hurt and pain in life can actually be turned around and used as a tool to help you expand further and go further than you could have gone had you not necessarily had it. But I understand where the concept of hurt and pain putting people at disadvantages comes from. For example, if people grow up in very impoverished areas or areas that have a lot of disadvantages, then maybe the criminal activity in those areas is higher than other places. Or if someone experiences emotional pain or someone hurts them maybe in a relationship, they can start to display things like repression, or maybe they have anger issues, or they don't know how to deal with their emotions. Maybe they're avoidant, numb, become narcissistic, and have effects on them that make them seem like they're at a disadvantage in life to those who haven't undergone the emotional hurt or pain. So yes, I do agree that hurt and pain can cause unwanted effects in our life, in our emotions, in our mental state. But I also think that we can change the outcome depending on how we process it. And we can actually use it for our advantage if we know how. I'll actually give you a few examples of people who have used their pain, hurt, or discomfort to create amazing things in their life after we first talk about an example scenario to help illustrate this a little bit better. In this example scenario, let's say there's three individuals: individual A, individual B, and individual C. Starting with individual A, Individual A has quite a comfortable life. They never experienced much hurt or things that caused them a lot of friction, whether growing up or in their adult life. And so they kind of just follow the status quo. Life is going quite average for them in terms of societal standards, and they never really put themselves outside of their comfort zone, because they've never been in a situation that's pushed them to, and so they stay where they're comfortable. Can you think of anyone who would fit into individual A's description? Or maybe you yourself are quite like individual A. You don't like putting yourself out of your comfort zone too often because staying in your comfort zone has worked quite well for you in life. But you also haven't really expanded and grown and been as successful as you know you could be. Now, individual B. Individual B is a little bit different because they can take three different paths based on what has happened to them. Person B experienced trauma, hurt, or pain in their life whether growing up or in their childhood. And so it's entered into them because of the unpleasant environment or experiences that they went through. The unpleasant experiences and things that happened to individual B caused the hurt and pain to go into deeper parts of them, maybe parts that they didn't even know they had, and it's being stored there. The hurt and the pain that individual B went through has now opened up new spaces and places within them. Individual B can outwork their hurt in 3 different ways. Firstly, they have the option to outwork their hurt in ways that would be quite destructive to themselves and to the people around them. Maybe they engage in self-suppression, which represses all of this hurt and this pain and can outwork itself in things like illness coming about. Or maybe they engage in destructive behaviors such as certain addictions. Either way, them outworking their hurt in this first option causes a lot of internal chaos and instability. Or the second option that individual B could engage in is they can use their hurt and their pain in what may look like from an external distance very successful endeavors. Maybe they become very work obsessed. They become hyper focused on achieving success financially or business wise. People might even describe them as a workaholic if they know them personally and the way that they spend their days and their time. And externally they look inspirational, but if you know them personally, or if you were to ask them on an intimate personal level, you would know and realize that a lot of their driving force in their work habits and in their success is actually from this place of deep pain and hurt that's unresolved. Although they found a way to direct their pain and hurt into physical positive results, often monetary, they still mentally and emotionally experience quite a lot of chaos that may pop up when they're not focused on their work or when they're engaging in their close relationships. They use their work as a way to avoid the pain that they feel inside, or maybe they're numb because the trauma is blocking all of their connection receptors internally, and so people around them may feel like they're here but they're just not really here. I feel like I can't connect with them deeply on an emotional level. It's just flat when I talk with them. It's because the hurt is blocking those places of deep connection within them, so they don't actually have it available in order to offer up to the people close to them in their lives. Option 3 that person B has is that they can actually heal their trauma and use it as a powerful tool to move forward in their life. So they're not going to let their trauma take them into unhealthy, destructive habits, or use it as a way to hyper-focus on their work and distance themselves from close personal relationships. But they actually heal it and then use it once it's out of them, that hurt is out of them. They use it to move forward in the direction that they want to go. The misconception can be that person B, when they heal their trauma, no longer becomes ambitious or able to really be successful in life, and they revert to the state of the person A, but that's not true. Firstly, by taking up the hurt and the pain and resolving it, person B no longer lives in so much discomfort from all of that pain. They now can think with mental clarity, creativity, and strategy greater than they had before. Also, person B has a greater capacity to experience life than before. As we said previously, when the pain and the hurt happens to them, it enters into them and opens up places and spaces within them that they didn't previously know that they had. But those places and spaces are being occupied by hurt. when that hurt is healed, now they have all of this open space within them and a greater capacity to experience happiness, joy, fulfillment, and life than they would have had beforehand. And finally, in this third option, the good thing is that they can use the pain and the hurt that's now no longer in them as a tool to move forward in life a lot more powerfully. It's kind of like trying to cut down a tree with a knife versus a chainsaw. You move so much quicker and further than you did before because you have this powerful tool and all the things that you learned from the situation that you went through. But at the same time, it's not destroying your relationships or things that you care about that are close to you because the hurt is no longer residing within you. Personally, I've experienced this. As I worked through past hurts and pains, I started experiencing life on a much deeper level than I even knew was possible. Before, my happiness capacity or how much I was able to enjoy and experience life was kind of capped, but I didn't even know it because, it was just the normal. But as I resolved pains and hurts within me, all of a sudden I realized that I was in the same situation as other people, but I was having so much more fun. Life just seemed brighter. Things were funnier. My relationships with people in my life were better. I had more clarity about who I am, my passions, my desires, and what direction I wanted my life to go in. And it's still a journey that I'm on day by day, but I have so much more motivation and vision for the direction of my life. And it was through this work of working on those inner things and then using it as a tool to move forward. So there are 3 options that individual B could go down. Do you find yourself in category B? Do you have pain, hurt within you that you're either using in productive ways, unproductive ways, or somehow productive ways, but you still have quite a bit of chaos within yourself? And finally, we have individual C. This is someone who hasn't experienced much hurt or pain in their lives, but they choose to put themselves in uncomfortable situations that open up the space of greatness within them so they can take out things from deep within where that greatness lies and then change the world in successful ways. You usually see this in people when they make a drastic decision before they go on to do something great. A great example of this is the owner of the gym wear brand called Gymshark. Ben Francis put himself in an uncomfortable position when he dropped out of university in order to pursue his business idea. Through the act of dropping out of university, Ben Francis put himself in an uncomfortable position outside of his comfort zone where he had to pull up greatness within him to pursue and scope out this business idea for his brand. And now his brand is worth over $1 billion. I'm not saying that for a person to achieve their goals and move forward in the direction that they want to go in and the things that they want to be successful in, they need hurt and pain in order to do so that they can use it as a tool. We can see that people in categories like individual C can actually initiate it from a place where they don't experience that much hurt or pain in their life. But it often takes a step of them coming out of their comfort zone in quite an intense way. Either way, I'm not glorifying one state or another, but I think it's great when we can recognize which category we're in, and depending on which category we're in, what is holding us back. This week, maybe have a little think about which category you're in. Are you in category A, where you're quite comfortable in life? Things are easy, but you don't really put yourself outside of your comfort zone? Can you do things that put you outside of your comfort zone and put you in the position where growth and expansion happens automatically? Or are you in person B's category, where you want to transform destructive behaviors, you want to heal internal hurts and pain so that you have better close relationships and you can think with greater clarity in your external endeavors? Possibly you're in individual C's category, where you're used to putting yourself in positions that cause you to expand and grow. How else can you continue to do this whilst understanding the people around you who are in different positions as they interact with you? Thank you for watching. My name's Yuna, and it's a pleasure to have shared this small portion of your journey with you.